In 2016, the health promotion team at Gateway Health created the Grow Your Idea grant program to address the findings of 2015 research initiative Local People, Local Food Solutions. Over the course of Local People, Local Food Solutions, people living on low incomes worked as co-researchers with Gateway to discover what made it easy or difficult to eat healthy. The Grow Your Idea grant was tailored towards applicants who previously may not have applied for grants or managed projects. With this in mind, a series of skill building workshops were created within the program, where Gateway helped applicants to gain the confidence and know-how they would need to successfully manage their projects. This included creating budgets, establishing networks, public presentation, and more. During this process, participants were actively involved in the distribution of grant funds and worked together to make sure each project received an appropriate amount based on the scope of their individual goals. This groundbreaking method turned what could have been competition into collaboration. In this film, we will show you just a glimpse of some of the spectacular projects that were made possible by the Grow Your Idea grant program. For Bernard and Linda Blumell, creating a greater sense of community spirit amongst fellow residents of Baptcare affordable housing was at the heart of their project.
It was exciting, something we'd never done before, and so Bernard decided it would be a worthwhile venture. We'd heard about grants being available and thought it would be worth pursuing, and it was really great experience meeting like-minded people and growing our ideas together. It came about from the residents themselves, where there's been an interest in gardening, and so that started evolving by us having barbecues together, and then the idea of the community garden came about, and just to build further bonds and also bring the generations together.
In all fairness, Gateway Health have actually made it a very easy transition to do something like this. And just the whole process was a lot less strenuous, I think, than some of the other grant applications, so I've heard. So we're happy with the way things are progressing. As you see, it's growing and going. Just before Christmas, we were able to get all these garden beds in place. And with the friend Mick over here, who's been already doing some digging today, we carted bucket loads of dirt and filled up these garden beds. Now the beauty of this was that they were ready to be planted just before Christmas. My wife Linda and I went off for 2 weeks leave down in Melbourne and came back, and while we were gone, people have been very busy in the planting department here. So we were fortunate, we got some trees from Bunnings and some flowers and herbs as well. So we say thank you Bunnings, but particularly it was also thank you to the community. Got their hands dirty and decided let's start planting, and that's what they did. So what you see here and what you see over there, those dirty hands, we are just sort of part of the people who actually want to make something happen. We came back and literally now there's space here for more. Probably a few more fruit trees will be the answer. I think at the moment, as far as the garden beds go, we've got enough to keep most people happy. But we'll wait and see when the need for more is. There is space available. So we'll be good to go.
The Cooking with the Elderly project at Urunga Primary School was designed to bridge the age divide between students and local elderly residents over a shared passion for cooking. After a shared cup of tea and a chat, the students and ladies get to work preparing a meal. Together they read the recipes, prepare ingredients and cook the food before settling down to enjoy the meal as a group. After the dishes have been washed, the proceedings are topped off with some communal games. This shared experience between younger and older generations has brought not only new culinary tips to the participants, but an appreciation for what those at different stages of life bring to the table. Together with landowner Jack Herry Carscallon, Felicity Williams of the Centre for Continuing Education proposed to establish a social enterprise that would inspire passion for local agriculture.
Okay, so Jack and I started talking last year about the possibility of establishing a partnership between the Centre for Continuing Education and Jack's Market Garden as an educational opportunity for particularly disadvantaged youth to come and experience a market garden in an agricultural situation and potentially pick up skills.
They'll be involved in all aspects of the farm operation, from growing seedlings all the way through to sales and handing over that produce to customers.
So the funding was to bring in someone, an external consultant who's also got a really good grasp of our community and an enterprise such as Jack's, and also understands the centre, to actually undertake a feasibility study and develop a document that can now be used for further funding applications through some philanthropic organisations such as the Lord Mayor's Charitable Fund or Sydney Myer Foundation, those sorts of philanthropic organisations. So it was really important to get some really robust words around what we're talking about and to really understand what the framework is for our partnership and how that would work. But essentially the product to come out of this little Grow Your Idea project is a document that really explains what it will look like, how it will work, and how we can obtain further funding to really make it happen. And the fact that everyone went in there knowing that some of the funds were going to be going everyone's way sort of made for a sort of a fairly selfless
That's right.
Contribution in terms of how much, how the money could be shared out. So it ended up being sort of really fair and equitable, I think. Yeah.
As, I guess, someone without that kind of experience in grant application and not a lot of spare time on my hands, and they're a whole different ball game. I think that some of those larger grants and the applications can be really arduous. So Grow Your Idea was accessible, open, and just really easy to start the process.
The goal for Rosalie Thomas at Glenrowan Primary School was to reinvigorate the school's kitchen garden by installing 8 raised wicking garden beds to be used to grow vegetables for use in the school cooking program. The design of the wicking beds allows plants to be watered from below rather than above, drawing the water up through the soil via capillary action or wicking. This technique allows moisture to be more evenly distributed through the soil, creating better growing conditions for the vegetables. Networking with an impressive array of community groups and individuals, Rosalie and the team at Glenrowan Primary School saw their vision to completion, capping off the project with a successful opening ceremony attended by parents, students, and locals. Another unique aspect of the Grow Your Idea grant program was the pairing of applicants with a community coach. This carefully selected mentor guided the applicant over the duration of their project to support them and build their capacity. Many of these skills prove to not only be applicable during the management of projects, but within the applicants' daily lives as well.
Well, really just having the confidence in itself to know that I can pick up the phone and organise something with someone, whereas before I'd kind of put it off day after day, whereas now it's gives you the drive to do it, because you know you actually have to do it. You have to ring this person and say, we need to organise people to come, and I can't put that off. It's something that has to be done, so yeah.
So I feel personally privileged to have had that opportunity professionally from my community engagement and community development practice. I feel that I'm really bringing the theory into practice and seeing the outcomes and being able to sit back and evaluate that, and so to have those experiences, practical experiences, are very rewarding for me professionally. And I suppose my big takeaway too is this beautiful piece of artwork. At the completion, we had a get together, and she presented me with this, "Be happy, it's one way of being wise." And she said, "Kerry, thanks for helping me find my happy." So that, to me, that's just beautiful. So I keep that in a special place at home. Yeah, and obviously I'm just very touched by that.
For Jackie Berman, developing a kitchen library to assist people living on a low income in gaining access to kitchen equipment seemed like an obvious choice in the battle to build good eating habits in the region.
Well, I actually started off doing the Local People, Local Food Solutions research project with Gateway Health, and through doing the research to why people couldn't eat healthier on low incomes, I sort of had the idea from, when I moved out of home, I was like, I didn't have the kitchen equipment and stuff, and I sort of mentioned it to Barb and Sarah and all that I'd like, a place where you could go and borrow something, because you can't afford it. Yeah. Slow cookers and all the stuff you'd need, like you can read a recipe and go, oh, I don't have that, I can't cook that, so that's off the list. Yeah. But this one, they've got somewhere they can come, like the toy libraries where you borrow toy equipment and that for kids. This way you're borrowing kitchen equipment. So.
Out at Kararagumunji Primary School, there was a vision to create an outdoor classroom surrounded by vegetable gardens and bush tucker plants that would support a social enterprise run by the students.
So basically, around this area here, if you can imagine around in a bit of a semicircle, will be like a dry creek bed. And in the middle, what we dig out for the dry creek bed, because the dry creek bed will be the drainage area. So what we're going to do in the middle of the dry creek bed area is we're going to put in like an amphitheatre, and on the banks of the amphitheatre will be bush tucker plants and vegetables. And then what are we going to do with the produce?
We're going to sell it at our roadside stall.
Yeah? What have we sold so far?
Carrots. Onions. What's it called?
Silver beet?
Yes, silver beet. Eggs.
It was very supportive. The workshops were very supportive, so that we know exactly what we have to do and how to expend our grant that we got. So we're really excited to get this project up and running, because it'll be a full-on outdoor learning area. So it'll be a very big project for us. moment. We've got some mounds with some bush tucker plants in it, and the children at the moment are just reshaping the Dry Creek pond. Yeah, it's working really well. And they're all working really well on it. And, our produce is going out to our cart, which is great, and that's out every Friday. Once we've got all this part done, we're just at the moment putting in fruit trees for our orchard. We've got apple, we've got plum, and we've got peach. So that's our fruit trees going in for a small orchard. Then where the main project is on the amphitheatre, which is just over to my right here. And the amphitheatre is going to be built from gabions. So the gabions will form the base of the amphitheatre, obviously in a semicircle, and then there'll be like decking on the top to sit on, and around the edge, reflecting the shape of the amphitheatre. At the back of it will be another veggie garden, so that'll go around in a semicircle as well. So that's worked out really well.
It's a nice sort of sense of community.
It is. It's lovely, and they've really got into it, which is fantastic.
With the success of Grow Your Idea, the Gateway Health team hopes that future grant programs might adopt a similarly innovative and user-friendly approach that would inspire a broader demographic of applicants to pursue their goals.